You're watching News 24 Live. The World Open Water Swimming Association has just named 11 South African men and 3 South African women in their list of the top 50 most adventurous and daring open water swimmers in the world. 2 of those swimmers have joined us in studio this morning, Ryan Stramroet and Karina Bruvera. They're going to tell us about some of their feats. Good morning, Karina. Good morning, Ryan. Thanks for coming in.
Good morning. Thanks for having us.
Karina, I'm going to start with you. Of course, you do a lot of your swimming for charity, but how did it all start? And just tell us about some of your adventures. What's driven you to sort of push your body to such a limit?
Yeah, good question. Well, look, it all started at university when I went to study music, and I was never very sporty at school. So now studying music, I thought, well, I'm kind of going in one direction, and that's a black corner somewhere practicing for the rest of my life. So I decided that I needed to do something to just have a bit of a balance, and I just got into the pool. I always loved water, but I never had a swimming background. And I suffered through my first 2 lengths the first day, and I just loved it. And I just went further and further until after about a year I was doing 4 kilometers a day, and people were asking me, what are you training for? And you should get into long distance swimming. And I found this swim on the internet, 12 kilometers from Simonstown to Muizenberg, and I thought, well, why not? And I did it. And the moment I got into the ocean, I was just hooked. It's just that feeling of freedom and the momentum and just being out there in nature. It was just immediately my thing. And yeah, from there I went on and did a few Robben Island swims, Cape Point. I did the English Channel. I swam across Falls Bay from Royals to Simonstown. So I kind of started specializing in really long marathon distances of between 30 and 40 kilometers. And yeah, it was kind of my thing. Then I had my kids, and I started to take a little bit more slowly. But when my kids were a little bit bigger, I realized I was really, missing being out in the ocean. I stayed fit, but I wasn't doing much open water. And I'd become involved with the Little Fighters Cancer Trust, which was the charity that I support. And I don't know, the 2 things just came together. I just realized I had to use this, have fun, and do something meaningful. So that's what I'm doing now. All the swims that I do is for the Little Fighters Cancer Trust.
Ryan, you swim in a slightly different discipline, if I can call it that. You like to test yourself with really cold water. You've done the Ice Mile in Antarctica. You've also done the Bering Strait, I believe.
Correct.
Yeah. Tell us about some of your adventures.
There are many of them, but like Karina, I also specialized in the distance stuff, the English Channel, and just getting out in the ocean. The open water stuff was fascinating, but what became more and more fascinating to me was the impact the cold has firstly on the body and on the mind. The cold has this amazing ability to make you negative, to induce pain, to induce fear, to induce panic, it all comes together quickly to make self-doubt. So even though I've done the Robben Island crossing now 52 times, and every time I do it, I know I can do the distance, I'm fit enough, but somewhere in the middle I have these doubts, am I going to make it? It's really horrible, the cold's getting into my core. And it's quite a mental process to overcome that. So a group of us started to test this a little bit more and get colder and colder, and we've got quite far into that now, going right into Antarctic waters and to -1 and trying to do official ice miles. Yeah, so it's been quite a journey. It hasn't stopped just yet, but we're definitely testing some of the limits.